Welcome, Star Citizens, to review every ship in Star Citizen. We reviewed every ship in Star Citizen throughout the 2024 calendar year. This is just us adding our new ones to make sure we keep our series name and make sure it's true. You know what I'm saying? And provide a one-stop shop for every ship you need a review for. So remember, digital ships aren't imaginary. Digital ships are imagine-necessary. This month's giveaway prize is going to be a MISC Fortune. To enter the contest, make sure you leave a comment on at least one video and like or dislike at least one video, and make sure you're subscribed. So winners have a 2-week time frame to claim their prize. Members collectively have a greater chance of winning just for being members. So if you're subscribed, consider hitting that join button. And if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. We will reveal the winner for this one in March at the beginning of the Stella Fortuna sale. Today, we return to the MISC manufacturer, and the next ships are the MISC Fortune. We have the Fortune at $175 standalone, $160 warbond, and $160 at concept. Cost in-game is unknown. So, you need to get the job done quickly? With MISC's most efficient salvager yet, it's not a simple job, but the Fortune makes it easier. The MISC Fortune.
Give me the line again. Quickly, while it's fresh in my mind.
Our parents just died?
For measurements, the Fortune has a length of 26 meters, beam of 16 meters, height of 7 meters, and it is a size 2 small ship. Its minimum crew is 1 and its maximum crew is 1. It can carry 12 SCU externally, and it has about 900 to 930 micro SCU of internal stowage. The claim time for the Fortune is about 10 minutes, expedited is about 1 minute, and the expedited fee is about 3,000 credits as of 4.0.2. For speed, the Fortune has a top SCM speed of around 143, which is way below average for its class and size. The same can be said for its nav max speed at 975, which is below average in its class size. When it comes to maneuverability, it is also below average with its maneuverability. For weapons, the Fortune has 2 size 1 Bulldog laser repeaters, no remote turrets, no manned turrets, and no missiles. The hull HP for the Fortune is about 60,000, which is way above average overall for its class, and is 4th best only behind the Terrapin, the Hull A, and the Guardian. The shield on the Fortune are the Bulwark Industrial Grade C bubble type shields. The total HP is 5,550 and regen rate is about 194 HP per second. For ship parts, the Fortune has 1 small radar, 1 small computer, 1 medium power plant, 1 medium cooler, 3 small shield generators, 1 fuel intake, 1 fuel tank, a small quantum drive, a small jump module, and 1 quantum fuel tank. For fuel, it has above average hydrogen capacity for its class. For quantum fuel, it also has above average capacity for its class. For quantum capability, the Fortune uses the Goliath Industrial Grade C quantum drive, which makes it solar, meaning you will be able to make at least 1 round trip from one end of the system to the other end, and definitely make it to another solar system, but you will need to refuel after 1 round trip, especially the long ones. For special features and amenities, the Fortune has no armor lockers, but it does have a small arms weapons rack, a bathroom, a bed, a storage locker, and a food processor. My preferred loadout for this ship, I got ballistic Gatlings because for slow ships we need fast fire rates to put as many holes in the enemy as possible, at least until those space shotguns get where they're supposed to be. Scatterguns, if you don't know. So until those get to where they need to be, we're going to go with ballistic Gatlings. No missiles for this one, but I would swap the stock shields for industrial grade A shields, same for the stock power plant, the stock cooler, and the industrial grade A quantum drive. As much as you can get with the industrial grade A is what you should get. Quick shout out to my members. My first ninjas, Arthur, Vandalay, Survivor to Hero, and Ray. My Billionaire Ninja, Villain by Default. My Hokage, Old Weeb, ETL and Spades. And my Jonin Ninjas, Radium TX, Paling Tan, The Solid Exodus, Damon Danielson, The Real Phil 64, and Rage 1. And of course, all of my other members from every level who are all listed at the end of the video. As always, membership is never required, but always appreciated. You help make this YouTube dream even more possible, so thank all of you. Now it's time to rate this ship. A rating I rate from 1 to 10. My 1 is only buy if you have a unique reason that is specific to you and because you like the looks of the ship. My 10 is basically if you have the money, this ship is almost guaranteed to be useful to you in the game. A 1 doesn't mean the ship is useless or ugly, and a 10 doesn't mean that the ship is perfect. Just remember, this is just our rating. Please give us yours in the comments down below, and we will read them. But if they are disrespectful, we will sink them and the rest of your comments into the abyss, and you will never know. Anyway, my rating for this ship overall is a 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. Let's start with what I like about this ship. Well, we all know the main competition here is the Drake Vulture. It's easier to use than the Vulture, with its main feature being the auto cargo grid exterior. It is the same cost as a Vulture. It's a moneymaker like the Vulture. The gameplay is just as fun in this as it is in the Vulture, and some might even say it's more fun depending on who you are. And it carries the same amount of cargo as the Vulture. The Fortune is also tougher than the Vulture, and it has slightly more quantum fuel than the Vulture. Now, what the issues are and how would I fix this ship? Well, frankly, the Vulture just outclasses the Fortune at everything else I didn't mention. It still manages to be faster to use than the Fortune when salvaging, which I was actually surprised to find out. It flies faster than the Fortune and has better emissions. It has better hydrogen fuel capacity than the Fortune, which is much more useful to a ship like this. The Vulture has a shorter claim time, but it's not by much, but it is shorter. And maybe this one is personal, but I just happen to like the design of the Vulture more, and I'm not even a huge Drake fan. I do like both, but still more of a fan of the Vulture. However, I think they meant for this to be a side grade from the Vulture, but in most regards, it feels like a slight downgrade, like a very, very slight downgrade. If you'll remember my Vulture review, I gave the Vulture a 7, and I do think that it earned that 7 through and through. And this one, I couldn't quite get it there, but I think a 6.5 kind of captures what I think it is. I think with some balancing, it could get a little bit better, but for the 4.0.2 patch, it is what it is. So the fixes then become a bit more obvious. I really want this to be a true side grade, but I do think it needs to be different enough to justify its existence. On top of the toughness, I would give it size 2 weapons and better maneuverability to make it the overall better ship than the Vulture in an actual fight. I would also fix the speed of processing to make it match the Vulture in efficiency and give it a more definitive quantum fuel advantage. Or instead of doing all that, they could have just made it $20 cheaper, but I doubt they'll do that. So, who is this ship for? I think it's for people who prefer a more simple experience than they have with the Vulture. The player who salvages not for the money, but just for the fun of it, and likes the more chill vibe of salvage rather than its money-making ability. So why is it a 6.5? Well, I can't justify giving it a full point less than the Vulture, but it is the slightly less amazing ship. That doesn't mean it's not a great ship. A 6.5 is still a good ship in my eyes. I think it could use some balancing, but I also believe it will get that balancing in the future. I'm glad CIG has started to give players options for the same size and role of ship, but I think they need to make sure that the alternatives still offer something different enough to justify their existence. Here we have the simplicity in ship-to-storage salvaging. I just think it could stand to have a bit more to offer, a bit more of a reason to choose this as the small salvage alternative. But perhaps the balancing will tell the tale. I imagine using this ship as my primary NPC-driven, entry-level salvage ship at my bases, because it simplifies the work that an NPC must do in order to get the salvage work done. I would also ensure that those salvage workers lived on these ships, so it would also act as their tiny apartments. I know you're here for our rating, but if you really want a ship, go buy it. We won't stop you, or even better, all ships can be earned in-game once the game releases, and some you can purchase in-game right now. These are just our ratings, but when you spend, it's your money. My opinion, get this if you're in it for the love of the salvage or the love of MISC, but I think you would be better off with the Vulture in pretty much every other situation. I think the real prize will be the inevitable mid-range salvager between this level and the Reclaimer. This one is an earning game for me, folks. All right, that is it for this one. Shout out to the members. Thanks for spending your time with us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.